back to my channel. I have a very fun video today all about cosplay. I recently celebrated my 10-year cosplay anniversary in July, and I just thought it would be fun to sit down and kind of share some tips and tricks that I've learned over the years. This video is for anyone who has wanted to cosplay for a while but just doesn't really know where to start. So let's get into it. Cosplay has brought me so much joy over the years. I've made some of my very best friends through this community, just amazing memories at conventions, and I've really found my confidence and my own personal style through cosplaying. So it's kind of life-changing, not to be dramatic, but it has personally changed my life. But it's just so much fun, so I will always encourage people to just go for it because I promise you, you won't regret it. So if you have been looking for your sign to start, here it is. Just do it. The hardest part about cosplaying is deciding to start. And of course it's going to feel weird wearing a costume on a day that is not Halloween, but I promise the good will outweigh the bad. Cosplaying is so much more than just wearing a costume. It's about becoming a character you admire, showing off your fandom, and meeting other people who like the same things that you do. And you can do that at any age. Comparison is the thief of joy. Following other cosplayers for inspiration or tutorials is a very good idea, especially at the beginning, but be careful not to fall into the comparison trap. Every cosplayer is awesome in their own way. We all have different body types, we're at different skill levels, we like different styles, but that is precisely what makes cosplaying so unique and so special. Everyone brings something unique to their take on a character, and I think that should always be celebrated. Join a club, or don't. There are many costuming clubs that are really great resources, particularly in the Star Wars fandom. These local charity organizations are an amazing way to meet people in your area, getting step-by-step guides and feedback on your costumes, as well as giving you the opportunity to make a screen-accurate costume. However, on the flip side of that, don't feel like you have to join a club to fit in. There are plenty of independent resources you can find on YouTube, TikTok, Facebook groups, etc. It's okay to buy the costume. Building cosplays from scratch can be a very daunting task. Sewing, 3D printing, leather work are all skills that you will eventually need to know when building a costume from scratch. And taking on these hobbies cost hundreds of dollars and thousands of hours of practice to master. I purchased my first cosplay from a booth at San Diego Comic-Con back in 2014. Cosplaying is all about the journey, not the destination. It's all trial and error. You will make a lot of mistakes, but it will be worth it in the end when you see the final product that you made with your hands. Don't beat yourself up if your first cosplay is completely bought or you only made a couple of the accessories. You will get there one day, I promise. And an additional tip, buying a costume does not mean you have to buy the entire kit. Many of my costumes are made with regular clothes that I have altered to become cosplays. And you would be surprised how just adding one official prop or accessory can completely pull the look together on a budget. And don't forget to consider thrifting the pieces, because you never know what unique items you might find. Ask for help. Although the cosplay community has gotten a bad rap for being cliquey or judgmental, I promise you there are very kind people in the community that are willing to help. If you want to build a new costume but don't know where to start, consider reaching out to someone who has already finished that cosplay. Keep in mind that they probably don't have the time to take you through every single step, but learning from someone who has already made that project is the best person you could take advice from. My friend Noah, who has a 501st approved Darth Vader costume, helped me put together my AU Lady Vader cosplay. His feedback and encouragement really went a long way. Which leads me into my next topic, which is forget gender norms. One of the most special things about cosplay is that you can become a completely different person. Most of my favorite characters are men, but I don't let that stop me from cosplaying them. So far, I have done gender-bent versions of Anakin Skywalker, Darth Vader, Obi-Wan Kenobi, and Darth Revan. I also have some guy friends who have done male versions of Ahsoka Tano and Jyn Erso. Don't be afraid to cosplay characters you want to cosplay. This next one is a big one, and not everyone's going to agree, but for me personally, choosing comfort over accuracy is okay. Creating a screen accurate costume is very impressive. Unfortunately, that usually means wearing huge wigs, thick armor with low mobility, uncomfortable shoes, skin-tight bodysuits, and carrying heavy prop weapons. I have chronic migraines, so I only have, I think, 2 cosplays that have wigs, and I really only last a couple hours in them. If you plan to stay in cosplay for the duration of a Comic-Con day, you're looking at about 8+ hours of wear. So don't feel bad if you need to sacrifice accuracy for comfortability. Remember that cosplaying is supposed to be fun. Wear the costume before it's perfect. Building a cosplay takes lots of money and even more time. Con crunch is a very common occurrence where a cosplayer is fighting against the clock to finish a cosplay in time right before the show. This is incredibly stressful and very common. This can lead you to over-purchasing supplies, making the wrong cut on an expensive fabric, or simply not being happy with the outcome of your cosplay and deciding not to wear it at all. As a Star Wars cosplayer, I used to be so self-conscious if I didn't have the exact replica lightsaber for my costume. But a single replica lightsaber can cost anywhere between $400 and $1,000. And that's why I decided to wear my Mara Jade cosplay with my scavenger hilt from Imperial Workshop, because I just didn't want to wait to wear the costume. The saber is simple, lightweight, and can honestly go with a lot of different costumes, so I think it's great. Hopefully one day soon I'll be able to add Mara's exact lightsaber to my cosplay, but until then, I'm gonna keep rocking it. Collaborate with mutuals. In my opinion, the most fun part of cosplaying is doing it with friends. And chances are, if you meet someone at a convention who's cosplaying the same character as you guys probably have a lot in common. As soon as you feel comfortable, I really recommend organizing a photo shoot at a convention, or even just like recording a TikTok with a friend. And even if you don't have the opportunity to meet in real life, you guys can duet each other's videos on TikTok. My photographer friend Robbie was the first person I did a photo shoot with at a convention, and that was back in, I think, 2022. And yeah, it was just super low key. It was like, let's meet at this place at this time. And we took photos and hung out after. And now he's one of my closest friends. So you really never know what's going to come out of conventions. Like, you never know the people you're going to meet or the experiences you're going to have. But they really do make the most special memories. Let's talk about mental health. Don't be afraid to take a break. Cosplaying is so much fun, but it can also be very exhausting. It is okay to take breaks, especially if you feel stuck or keep working on a project and hating how it's turning out. Always remember that cosplaying is supposed to be fun. If it gets too stressful or too expensive, consider taking a break and coming back to it when you're ready. Your mental health should always come first. And my last tip is to make it your own. Personally, when I first decide to make a new costume, I try to imagine what I would look like if I was that character. Would I wear those shoes? Would I carry a more practical bag? Would that silhouette flatter my body type? Do I already have this piece of clothing in my wardrobe? Of course, cosplay accuracy is very commendable. Honestly, props to you guys. I could never do it. But my message to beginners is, don't let perfectionism keep you from starting. I personally think cosplaying is much more fun when you make it your own. I personally think cosplaying is more fun when I give it my own unique twist. So try things out, see what you like, and take some risks. I hope these tips helped give you the confidence to begin your cosplay journey. Please let me know down in the comments if you guys have any other questions about what I talked about today. I love cosplaying and I could talk about it all day long, and I would love to help encourage other people to do it as well. Now go out there and become your favorite characters. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, consider watching one of my older videos. You can keep up with me throughout the week over on Instagram, Threads, and Blue Sky, where I am always posting about cosplay. And I'll see you in the next one. May the force be with you. Bye!